This episode of Talkin' About Rock is sponsored by Unleashed Music. Drawing on years of experience, contacts, and partnerships, Unleashed Music is uniquely positioned to platform, develop, and realize the vision of artists of all genres. Achieve your goals by partnering with Unleashed Music and take advantage of their decades of experience to help you create and execute your marketing campaign. Visit unleashedmusic.com for more info.
On this episode, from Femme Fatale, Lorraine Lewis.
Okay, today's guest is a powerhouse vocalist fronting the newly reformed Femme Fatale. She's also known for her time as a lead vocalist for the all-female rock band Vixen. Let's welcome the lovely and multi-talented Lorraine Lewis.
Voila, I love that intro. Thank you so much. It is great to be here, Robert Edwards.
Yes, thank you so much for being with us. Really appreciate it. So I was really intrigued and excited when I heard you're working on this project with Steve Brown. Just can you tell us a little bit about how that started?
Yes, well, I've known Steve for years. You know, we've done a lot of touring together. We've been friends for a very long time. And a year ago, he contacted me and said, let's do an album. Let's do a record. And I jumped at the chance to work with Steve. I mean, Steve was just coming off of his hits, you know, his hit record with Ace Frehley, 10,000 Volts, which is an amazing song, Cherry Medicine. I mean, I love the album. I love what he's done with Ace. And I jumped at the chance. I was like, hell yeah, let's do this. So we started about a year ago and we started working on a bunch of songs. This was the first one out of the gate, Living Like There's No Tomorrow. It is the first one that we collaborated on. And I love it. I fell in love with it. He sent me the chorus. He had the chorus idea ready to go. And I mean, the first time I heard it, I was sold. I thought it was awesome. I couldn't get it out of my head. And I knew that working with him would be just magical. And then the rest of it wrote itself, you know, the verses and the pre-chorus and all of that. It just kind of rolled out of me. It didn't take very long for that song to solidify into song form. And then I just loved it and couldn't wait to go record it. So that's how it happened. He just reached out and said, let's do an album. I said, okay.
Definitely a great track. It definitely sounds great. And like you said, he's done some great work previously with Ace and a lot of other folks doing some excellent stuff. And you also recently hosted an event at the Whiskey in LA for this as well, right? Where you had an event there. Tell us a little bit about that.
I did. Well, I knew that, you know, the single rolled out on Hair Nation on Mark Striegel's show last Saturday on his hair is Here to Stay, or his show is Here to Stay. And he dropped the single on his radio show last Saturday morning. But we also knew that it wouldn't be streaming yet. So it was kind of a planned out thing that we were going to roll out the song with Mark. And then the song was going to drop on YouTube and with Cleopatra Records and etc. on the 24th of June. And so I was trying to figure out, you know, I want to have some kind of a something or other roll out a premiere of the video. I wasn't quite sure what to do. And then I thought, well, maybe I'll just fly out to Portland and hang out with my sister and her husband and roll it out there and just toast and drink champagne. And then Katie and Michael over at the Rainbow reached out to me and said, hey, you know, do you have a place to do your premiere for your video? And I said, not really. And they said, well, we'd love for you to do it here. So that's how it came about. Katie and Michael reached out. So we got it going. And there was probably about, you know, 30 people there, 35 people there. A lot of intimate friends. Sean McNabb, who played on the track, was there with me. Scott Gutierrez, who engineered my vocal for the song, was there, and just a lot of my really good friends. It was just a really great hang. DJ Will, and just a plethora of people that I love, and just we rolled into 3 a.m. Let's just put it that way.
Like the good old days, right?
Oh my God! I was like, I got to my hotel literally at like 4:45, and I was like, Holy cow, I haven't done anything like this in so long. It felt
Right.
so Sunset Strip, so rock and roll. And I've just been, over the moon and walking on air ever since everything's been happening. It's going great.
Yeah, definitely a great track. You have some great folks on here playing with you on this as well. I want to talk a little bit about the current lineup of Femme Fatale. So we could probably start out with you have Matt Starr on drums here from
Well, let me go ahead and I don't mean to interrupt you, but let me tell you the situation with the band members, because actually Living Like There's No Tomorrow was played. There are certain musicians that played on that track that will maybe be in my touring band, but they're kind of two different entities.
right.
So Matt did not play on this track. Matt did play though on another Femme Fatale song that is going to be on the record. So he has played a couple of tracks, but this one in particular was the drums was Kent Slucher. Do you know that name at all?
Yep. I have him on here as well. Yeah, and I think Sean did the bass on the recording for you.
Correct.
And for guitars on here, you had Steve Brown and Dave Julian, I guess, doing the guitars on the recording tracks.
Yes, and then also, I mean, the lead was done by RJ. Let me see if I can say his name correctly. Ronquillo.
Ronquillo,
So
yeah.
yeah, so RJ Ronquillo did the solo. You know that. And I goes,
Yeah,
oh,
which is so catchy. I mean, it's such a great song.
thank you. Thank you so
When I
much.
heard it, I was just like, yeah, you guys put together just a great song here, and I'm really looking forward to the other stuff. But yeah, like you were saying, I wanted to hit a little bit on some of the touring artists that you're going to have here as well, because you got some great names on here too.
I know.
Like,
I actually just talked to Matt about an hour ago. Matt called me a little while ago. So my plan right now, in a perfect world, my touring band will be Matt Starr on drums, Sean McNabb on bass, Joel Holstra on guitar, and then Steve Brown will join us when he can. I mean, that is my dream band. Now, I also know that those guys play a lot. They work with a lot of different artists. So my hope is that the stars line up and we get to do some shows together. Are they going to be my touring band 24/7, 365? I don't know. I don't know about that. I mean, Joel told me from the very beginning that his number one priority is share. And I understand that 100%. But he has played on two tracks on the album. I'm sorry, one track on the album. He's getting ready to play on another track on the album. So I'm just in awe of all of the great players that have rounded up and that are going to be with me in some form, some capacity, either touring or being in the studio with me. So I'm really excited about that. The other track that Joel played on, I mean, just fat effing guitars. I mean, holy cow. He took the song to a whole nother level, which is what all of these players do. Same thing with Sean McNabb. His rolling bass sound, his fat bass on Living Like There's No Tomorrow is beautiful. He's just such a great player. And Sean he's played on most of the tracks on the record so far. So, yeah, all of them have contributed, but in particular, Living Like There's No Tomorrow. Steve Brown played guitar on it as well, and he rounded up a really great group of musicians for me. So every song is going to have a little bit of a taste of different players that, we do have a rock community. We've all been in the business for a long time. We all know each other. We've toured together with many shows under our belts, being on the same stage or sharing. So it makes sense to me that we're just kind of bring the whole family in and just keep rocking and rolling. I mean, it feels great. I love all of them.
yeah, when I started looking through the list of some of the folks that you probably have touring with you, and obviously Joel Hoekstra stood out. I got to speak with him. It was about a year or two ago when he was just heading out for Whitesnake and stuff like that. But you got two amazing guitarists here. You got him. You got Steve Brown. I was blown away when I started seeing this. And I talked to Steve a little bit. I was like, "This sounds great, man."
I know. I pinch myself. No, I'm really excited. But it all has just come about really by that first phone call that Steve made to me. That's really why all of this is happening. He believes in me. Like I said, we've been friends a long time. He's totally a hit songwriter. He's totally a hit producer. And then the track was mixed and mastered by Bruno. Gosh, I have his name in front of me. There's been so many names floating around me today. I don't want to make a mistake. but it was mixed and mastered by Bruno Ravel, duh. And so he just really knows how to make a rock record sound like a rock record. And I loved the mix and the master immediately when it was all done. So I'm in really good hands and the future's bright. I mean, there is a lot more coming. I already know what the second single is going to be. I already have an idea for the video. And, stay tuned. Our plan is to drop singles and videos every 6 to 8 weeks. That's how we're going to keep momentum throughout the year. And then in 2026, we will release the whole album, all of the tracks all together. That's the plan.
Excellent. All right. So we're going to take a quick break here. We'll check out the track and the video for Living Like There's No Tomorrow. And we'll be right back here with Lorraine Lewis on Talking About Rock. All right, we're back here on Talking About Rock. Just checked out the awesome track here. A lot of positive energy and feel to this track. You know what I mean? When I first heard it, I was just like, this song's definitely going to hit radio and be gangbusters for sure. You know, very much. So I was reading a little bit more about some of the stuff you have going on. You're a busy person. You don't sit around. So you recently also recorded a duet with the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame legend Lou Gramm.
I did. I was in the studio with Lou about a year ago. And so we have talked about releasing that. I think that plans might have changed with that because, he's been so busy with Foreigner. So he called me about 6 weeks ago, and he wants me to come out to Rochester and come out to New York, and he wants to record some new things. So I'm not exactly sure if that song is going to get released yet. The plan was initially to release it, but I've got some other plans in store for everybody, so stay tuned. But yes, I'm going to be doing some more recording with Lou, and it was an honor to be in the same room with him, an honor to be in his presence. He is a master vocalist, and he made me a better singer that day. His choice of notes and placement and rhythm, it was so cool, so classy, so different. I mean, he is just a hell of a singer. And to walk out of the vocal booth after I had done my track and have him look up and say, "You sound amazing, you sound great," was like, yeah.
Right. Amazing. So great to see him back doing stuff with Foreigner. Obviously, the jukebox hero himself. Just those songs blared from everybody's radio for so long, all so memorable with his voice. Just amazing. So I think the track you guys are going to be doing is David Bowie's Heroes, is what I read.
Yes, well, we recorded the song, and I mean it can get mixed and mastered and released. But after our phone call a couple weeks ago, I think that we're going to go back into the studio and just look at some other ideas about releasing something together. But look, the fact that I get to record with Lou is like, holy cow. I'm just a lucky girl, and I think that even the track "Living Like There's No Tomorrow," it really does tell a story of my life and me. And, I'm the girl that never gives up. I'm the girl that never goes away. I love rock and roll. I love my lifestyle, and "Living Like There's No Tomorrow" really speaks to me. And I think to everybody about, we don't need to give up ever. Let's just keep living life every day to the max. Foot on the gas, let's go. What are we doing here except for loving each other and having fun and lifting each other up and horns up and high fives all around? I mean, that's what I believe why we're here. We're here to love each other and to have fun and just keep living like there's no tomorrow. It's so cliche, but it's so damn true.
Definitely. Well, you also shook up the rock world recently by launching your OnlyFans site. I don't think anybody saw that coming. When we saw the news, we were like, wow, she's done it again.
Well, thank you so much. Like I say, I want to keep my foot on the gas. We never know how long we're going to be here. Don't know how long things are going to keep rolling. And as long as I am, healthy and feel good and flirty and fun, I'm just going to keep living life to the fullest. So yes, I had wanted to join that for quite a long time. There's a lot of amazing women that are on there, and men. And it's just about living free and taking your whole brand and what you do to the next level. And I like saying yes to things. I don't like saying no. So I had wanted to do that for a long time, but thank you for bringing that up. I'm really digging it. I have a lot of fun. I often will get on there and say, my opening is usually, "Are you here to talk music? Or are you here to talk dirty?" So
that's a good way to start that conversation.
Really how I started out, because, some people do just want to come and talk music with me, and some want to get a little flirty with me, and I don't see anything wrong with it. I'm just there to have fun, and it's sort of like fantasy land, so to speak. So, look, I know that I had a single out called "Waiting for the Big One." I was rolling around on the floor 30 years ago. That girl is still here. I'm still that girl, flirty, fun girl. So I love it that people have shown up and embraced it. And it's just a really fun place to be. I do love my tribe on Instagram as well. And I do have subscribers that pay like 99 cents a month to correspond with me. But there's a difference with the OnlyFans tribe. It's just a little bit different. And I do spend a lot of time there. And I do want to put to rest, I think a lot of artists that are on OnlyFans, they have people that handle their accounts. And I don't do that. I mean, I really am 24/7, have my laptop open and have my phone open. I actually just posted something before I jumped on with you that I am going to be on OnlyFans in a half hour. So
Okay. So
I
we got to
want,
wrap this up.
well, I just like people to know that it really is me. It's
Right,
not
because
a,
it's usually not like a lot of the people don't understand that, right? They're like they think they're talking to whoever is the star
a
of that. They
boss.
think they're always talking, and it's usually a group of people that are running it or something like that, right?
I think a lot of people do that. But no, it's me. It's me. It's not AI. It's not a bot. It's me. And so sometimes when people will message and they'll be like, "Oh, this sounds like AI," or "I don't know if this is really Lorraine," and then I send a message and I'm like, "Hey, Robert." Hey, Robert, it really is me. Happy Friday. I'm getting ready to pour myself a glass of wine. I hope you're having a great day and da da da. And so then it's like, oh, holy cow, it really is her.
Right.
'Cause I do want people to know that I care about them, and I don't take any of this for granted. Not everybody loves Lorraine Lewis. Not everybody likes me, but that's okay. I'm not everybody's cup of tea, but the people that do, I want to nurture those relationships and just let them know that I really do care about them and that I love that they've stuck with me for so long, all of these twists and turns that I do in my life. And that is what life is all about. We're all just living life to the max, and you never know what's around the corner. I do have a lot of other stuff going on too. I'm writing a book. I was after the OnlyFans article came out, I was hit up by a literary agent, and it was a really great day. And I actually knew this person because I've worked with him before. And we had a meeting with the president of the company who happened to be in Rome at the time. And so she Googled my name and she said, "Oh my God, Vice just did a story about her 4 hours ago about joining OnlyFans." So it was just kind of perfect timing.
Right.
So again, I'm saying yes to everything, but at the end of the day with OnlyFans, I will say I'm a rock star. I'm not a porn star. I'm a rock star. So even though we're there to have fun and all of that, I mean, I am not, you go to my page and you're not going to see a bunch of porn on the front page. But I think even when people go there, they don't really understand how it works. But you need to send me a direct message so I can say hello and, get to know you a little bit, because you're not going to come to my page, especially for free. And there's going to be just a bunch of wild, crazy things on there. That's just not my brand. But I am all about, I mean, I did spank my butt I should say I spanked my ass in the video ages and ages ago. So again, that girl is still me. I'm still me.
Yeah.
Flirty
Yeah.
fun.
Definitely so much cool stuff going on with you. And I just want to ask you real quick. Obviously, you talked about this in the past a little bit. Back in the day when you parted ways with Viction, you never really received a reason from the band. Are you still in contact with any of those ladies at all? Have you ever heard anything from them or?
No, no, unfortunately, no contact. It's not like we have a no contact rule or anything. But no, I mean, I see their things come through every once in a while. I love them and I support them. I have the best time with them. I have not heard from the leader of the band I haven't heard from her ever since that happened. It was the manager that called me. And look, at the end of the day, all of this is good. There was a reason that I wasn't supposed to be in that band anymore, and that this is exactly why. Because I need to be and want to be Lorraine Lewis, Femme Fatale, living like there's no tomorrow. It's a rebranding, it's a rebirth. I'm wearing all white in the whole video, and there's a reason because it's like I'm relaunching. Like it's not over for me. It will never be over for me. That was a great time I had, but this is who I am. This is my life, and I'm just rocking and rolling it, and I just want to keep rocking and rolling forever.
Yeah, you're definitely doing that with the new track, "Living Like There's No Tomorrow." It is out now from Femme Fatale. And like you said, you're gonna have some singles coming up, and this gonna be a full album. This gonna be.
Yes, we have 7 tracks done right now, and I'm looking at a couple of the other songs that I need to like get in the studio with. So lots more coming, lots of videos coming, and I do want to say thank you to everybody who is supporting the song and digging what I do and sharing. I love it. I love the comments on YouTube. Please keep it coming. All of the people in the video were so great. All of the, I had the hot boys with the car. I had the hot guy on the boat. I mean, it was just such a blast. And my Blontourage girlfriends flew out to be in the video, and that was really fun. And yeah, I just couldn't be happier with how it turned out. And it really was my vision. And Vicente Cadero, we hit all the marks that I wanted to hit. He didn't say no to anything that I wanted to do. I was like, well, I'm going to be jumping out of a plane.
Right when I saw that online too, right? I was like
Yeah.
living like there's no tomorrow. You want to sum it up. There it is, right?
There it is. I mean, and I did that. I jumped out of a plane about 5 weeks ago, maybe 6 weeks ago. Had the time of my life. I highly recommend it. I felt like I was buzzing like crazy. I physically was buzzing my body for about an hour and a half afterwards. It's such an emotional and just a sensory overload. I don't do blow, I don't do cocaine, I don't do drugs, anymore. And when I say that, back in college, like a million years ago, like there was a line or two, whatever. But it did feel like I am buzzing. I am like, it's a physical high. It's just, you're free falling that first 10 to 15 seconds. You're just free falling. And then you start to kind of float and fly. So, yeah, I had a great guy with me, Solomon, that jumped, and Hayden, who was the cameraman that jumped right before us, so he could get me jumping out of the plane. And wow, it was so much fun. I just had the best time. I can't wait to do it again, and I will do it again.
Yeah, definitely. Excellent. So much energy you got. It's so great. And I just want to thank you so much for chatting with us today. Obviously, best of luck with the new material. Keep shaking up things in the world of rock and roll. It's definitely sounding great.
That's what I'm here to do, Robert. I'm here to shake it up forever. Thank you so much for having me. XOXO.
All right. So that wraps up this episode of Talking About Rock. Thank you to my guest today, Lorraine Lewis. Thank you to our sponsors, School of Rock North Buffalo and Unleashed Music. And to our listeners, we hope you're doing your part out there by keeping the torch alive and supporting live music wherever you are. Lorraine, again, thank you.
Thank you so much. All of this, the background and everything, just gorgeous. I loved it.